It's time for Talking Tuesday, live from Migs here on your Saluda Now. Talking Tuesday on Saluda Now is sponsored by Alan Harmon Trucking, Amick Farms, Angie Full Marita Corner, Bailey and Son Music Company, Barry Insurance Agency, Bobby K. Roof Builders, Brown's Auto Detail, Cal Forest House District 39, Carolina Health Centers, Carolina Concrete, CB Forest and Son, CIA Towing, CM Tree Service, Combs Meats, Drummer Trucking, Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, Dr. Ralph N. Riley, MD, Economy Furniture, Edwards Heating and Cooling, Farm Bureau, H&R Block, JRA Exterminating Company, Kelly White State Farm Insurance, Lake Murray Properties, Love's Handyman Service, Saluda Livestock Market, Mason Haney Plumbing, Minute Saluda Body Shop, Migs of Saluda, Molly Mitchell Spearman and Family, Moore Bradley and Myers, Motor Coach Paint and Body Car Sales, Neighbors United Federal Credit Union, Newberry Hospital, Patchwork Farm, Persimmon Hill Country Club, Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing, Pumps PB and Jam, Ralph Sheely Kennedy Law Office, Ramey Funeral Home, Saluda Law, Saluda Nursing and Rehab Center, Saluda Stockyard, Saluda County Water and Sewer Authority, Senator Billy Garrett, South State Bank, the Charlie Foundation, the Jane Autry Insurance Company, the Law Office of Nancy T. Jordan, the South Carolina Education Lottery, the Town of Saluda, TimelessRoofingSC.com, Viva Broadband, Whizzes, World Finance, and Westview Behavioral Health. We want to thank you for joining us here on the program today, and we want you to stay tuned as we have two great interviews coming up right now on Talking Tuesday, live from Migs here on your Saluda Now. And we want to welcome all of you into the program today. We thank you so much for joining us here on another Talking Tuesday coming live from Migs. And we always appreciate Migs having us out. And we also want to say thank you to World Finance. They're located at 115 West Utah Street here in Saluda. You can call them 864-445-3770. They can help you on a short construction loan as well as a payday loan. So call them 864-445-3770. And we're glad to have with us somebody very special to us, David Jones, trooper with the South Carolina Highway Patrol. Before we bring him on, we're going to play this video for you. We'll be back just in a few seconds.
And waterways, they're looking for anyone drunk, distracted, or but don't expect things to ease up after the 4th. 31 people have died so far this year in Horry County crashes.
Our Michaela Evans joins us live along Highway 17 now with Highway Patrol's warning to have someone sober driving this weekend. Michaela, good morning.
Lauren, good morning. South Carolina Highway Patrol says it's plain and simple. You will go to jail if they catch you drinking and driving. State Trooper and Department of Natural Resource officers will be on the road and waterways. They're looking for anyone drunk, distracted, or speeding. But don't expect things to ease up after the 4th. 31 people have died so far this year in Horry County crashes, and troopers say that number will only go up during the 100 deadliest days of summer between between Memorial and Labor Days. Highway Patrol Corporal David Jones is keeping it blunt, saying do not be the reason someone has to bury a loved one.
Behind the wheel of a car after drinking is the dumbest thing we see. All too often, people are not only killing themselves, but killing other people. We don't want to knock on any more doors this holiday period to give these families the worst news of their life. And it starts at home with you making the right choice.
DNR is inspecting boats at the Myrtle Beach Bass Pro Shop from 9 to 11 on the 4th. Both departments say if you catch anyone drinking and driving, make sure to call them right away. Along Highway 17, Michaela Evans, WMBF News.
And we're glad to be back here with you on another Talking Tuesday from Saluda Now. And you just seen Trooper David Jones, and here he is in person. David, thank you for joining us on Saluda Now. And there in that news clip with Myrtle Beach news station, y'all were covering a little bit about your partner with DNR. Mm-hmm. Right.
South Carolina Highway Patrol to be out full force, but we rely heavy, say, on the city of Saluda or the Saluda County Sheriff's Office to help in our mission of protecting the roadways, and no other than the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, who essentially see the same things we do, except on the waterways. So it's important to know if you're going to go out and celebrate this holiday, do it responsibly. All too often, we're asked, "What's the worst thing we could see?" And out of all of that, when we see really good people make poor decisions, that's something that's so unavoidable. It truly breaks our heart, because all too often good people make those poor choices, and those poor choices are drinking and driving, having a few drinks on a boat, thinking you're sober enough when you get back to the land and to drive home, and unfortunately it doesn't happen. In today's world, 2025, there is no reason with the applications on a smartphone that you can call a rideshare service or call a friend. We're going to be out full force. This is your warning. If you make that poor decision to celebrate and be unresponsible and try and drive, we're going to be in full force. Make sure you go to jail.
Here, is this is a breathalyzer test?
Yeah, and that's not something we do in South Carolina. That's a roadside. Yeah, in South Carolina, our sobriety test is given field sobriety, and then a breathalyzer, a breath sample would be taken at the jail. But we've all seen this on television or TV shows or other places. But yeah, we don't have the mobile breathalyzer. That's roadside.
All the trooper has to know, and this is a fireman, but you're out there and something happens, and you're the first responder, you're the first on the scene. I'm sure you've had situations like this.
Yeah, or where you're on a rural highway and you roll up on a crash, or maybe you're at a school doing a safety talk and a child runs to you choking. So we although we wear a gray uniform and our main focus is highway safety, we're first responders and we're public safety too. But we always go back to telling people we can do everything we can to help protect you, but at some point, citizens got to take responsibility. Don't drink and drive, limit distractions, wear your seatbelt, slow down. Especially here in Saluda. I live in Saluda County. I love this place. I love the community. Somebody yesterday asked me if I would ever go back to Lexington, and I said Saluda's home. I don't want to bring all my Lexington friends over here, but I love this area. But we know on these rural highways, I can go to a stop sign and 5 cars are going to pull up not wearing a seatbelt. At highway speeds, half of our fatalities had access to seatbelts, but yet weren't buckled up. We see on 178 or some 378 heading to Greenwood, people pass and the no passing zone or pass 80 miles an hour in a 55. It just isn't worth it. Slow down, limit distractions, wear your seatbelt, and we can go through a period like we had in 15, 16, 17, where Saluda County has 0 traffic fatalities. I'm often asked, what appealed to you in Saluda. 13, 14, 15, these early teen years, Saluda went 3 years without having one traffic fatality. That's unheard of. You look at the neighboring county, Lexington, who has 50 or 60 a year. We know that we have a special place. We got to protect the special place. It starts at home with you and your drivers.
Law, but it's something we need to think about. And I really love this graphic here from the South Carolina Department of Public Safety. Move over for flashing lights. I need my daddy.
Yeah, and you've actually interviewed this guy, Mitch Ridgway, the trooper. He came and taught recruiting with you years ago. Yeah, with Brandon Bolt. And when I'm asked what are you mostly fearful of as a trooper, I tell you, it isn't so much of being shot walking up to a car as it is being on a shoulder and having a car pass by at highway speeds a foot off your shoulder, foot off your back. Distraction plays a big part. People don't want to move over. That's the courteous thing to do, but it's also the legal thing to do. If you can't move over, you have to slow down. If you can't slow down, then we're probably going to come after you if you try and blow our doors off. It's just, again, not only is it courteous, but it's the legal thing to do.
Is we had this out here something that I have never been familiar with, and people were asking questions. What is a non-contact hit and run? And you can see here what happened here. A Suzuki motorcycle that was traveling south on 28. The motorcycle spilled onto the roadway. The rider sustained serious injuries, but the suspect committed a non-contact hit and run. What exactly does that mean?
Well, say you're driving on the interstate and you have a tractor trailer beside you, and you're in the slow lane, and the tractor trailer is what we would call the fast lane or lane one. That tractor trailer goes to get over on you, you're going to run off the shoulder or either get hit. Ultimately, that tractor trailer would be at fault in that crash, even though it didn't strike your vehicle. Or say, for instance, you're heading to Batesburg and a car's passing another vehicle and they're coming at you head on. Are you going to hit the car head on, or are you going to go to the shoulder and to the ditch to avoid that crash? Ultimately, that car passing, even though it didn't strike your vehicle, it caused that collision. In the same instance here, this motorcyclist spilled his bike from a vehicle that I don't know the details of that crash in specific, but it looks like maybe pulled out in front of him. Even though there's no contact and no evidence left at the scene on that vehicle, it still created that condition for that driver to crash. So we look at surveillance footages in today's world. There's a lot of cameras at homes and neighbors, and we ask people these no contact hit and runs or any hit and run in general, pull that footage and see if you see something. If you witness a crash, we always ask that a witness stays until law enforcement comes, just to get a name and number, just so we could look at all the details of that collision and corroborate what a victim would tell us.
Right. And we see also here, it's pretty, believe it or not, we have seen some of these, I call them chips.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember the old chip show. Probably the younger people don't even know what I'm talking about. But patrolmen on motorcycles. And we can see one is on foot here, one is on the motorcycle.
Yeah, this is a training course. It looks like where they're at either McIntyre Air Base or at Shaw. The motorcycles are used primarily for aggressive driver speed enforcement, especially in a rural area like this. But where we see their real advantage is heavily congested areas, maybe around a Clemson football game or Carolina football game, where it's difficult for cars who get gridlocked in traffic. These motorcycles could go in and out of traffic to get where they need it in an emergency situation. So I can promise you, if you love riding a motorcycle and motorcycles is your life, we have a perfect job for you. You apply with the South Carolina Highway Patrol, we'll give you one of these bikes, and we'll give you a car to ride when it's raining or cold out. And in the meantime, we'll give you one of these nice BMWs or these Hondas that we have, and put you to work for sure.
There we go. We have a contest going on right now about the best looking cruiser. I can tell you right now, that Mustang right there does it for me every time. Which a lot of folks like the truck. We have
Yeah, Fort Trooper Gann. I don't know if you know him. He's got one here in Saluda.
yeah, so they're patrolling the area, and
So every year, the National Trooper Association puts its calendar together, and you got to think we have to compete with a state the size of Texas or Florida, which is 10 times our population. But last year we came in just a couple hundred shy of getting in the calendar. So please vote. You can vote daily. The troopers would really appreciate it. We take pride in being the best agency in South Carolina. We take pride in being the best agency in the nation. If you love the gray and you love the South Carolina Highway Patrol, we would love for you to go and vote for us. You can do it again once a day. You can share it with your friends. We would be honored. We'd be blessed. And if we could get in that calendar and beat out some of these bigger states like Ohio or Florida or Texas, who historically just blows everybody out of the water, man, it would be such an honor. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
we're going to have your state champions. They're going to the World Series, and we're going to have them on the program next. You're going to meet them. They got a few fundraisers going on. They want you to be a part of it before they head to Louisiana. We'll be back on Talking Tuesday live from Migs here on your Saluda Now. Thank you for joining us, everybody.